my god, it's 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to our channel. Akiva Leva here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the water dumping alarm clock that I built and designed myself. Before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you'll never miss a new upload. Okay guys, before we get into the details, I know you guys probably have a lot of questions, like Akiva, how did you make sure that the water dumps at the right time? Akiva, how did you make sure that the cup is filled up every time? Akiva, how did you make sure that the motor is spinning right? Akiva, how did you make sure the water doesn't dump at a random time? Don't worry guys, all of your questions will be answered. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how I actually made this whole system work. It seems like a really complicated design, but it's really not. Okay, so the first thing we needed to make this whole system work is we needed a motor. So I took this motor and I mounted it onto a shelf, and I had to take the wires from the motor and I had to connect one of the wires to the switch right here. And you might be wondering why I need a switch. The switch makes sure that, let's say it's Sunday and I don't want to get up early on a Sunday, so I'll turn off the motor so the clock will still be ticking, but the motor won't start spinning at 6 o'clock in the morning, because I definitely wouldn't want that on a Sunday morning. So the second thing that I did is I connected the second wire, the black wire, from the motor to a battery over here, a 9-volt battery, and this 9-volt battery over here, this is what powers the motor. If it weren't for this, the whole system wouldn't work. So this 9-volt battery, its only job is to power the motor. So then the switch gets one wire that's red from the motor, and it also gets one red wire that goes into the clock over here. So the red wire that goes into the clock, there's two of them. One of them is going from the battery, and one of them is going from the switch. Now, if you look very, very closely right here, I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but there's two wires next to each other. And the two wires next to each other, okay, let me zoom in for you guys. So just right over there, there's two little wires. And those two little wires, there's a little pin on this arm. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but right there is a pin on the arm. And when that pin hits both wires at the same time, then it sets off the alarm, and the water is dumped. So technically speaking, you could say that majority of this system is powered off the clock, because when the clock hits the two wires at the same time, it bends. The wires are very thin, so it bends one of the wires just ever so slightly, and that wire, it comes in and it touches the wire next to it, and when those wires touch, they make something called a circuit. When the circuit is made, it makes a super quick shock of electricity, and that shock of electricity goes and it tells the battery, hey battery, turn on. The battery turns on, and the battery goes, and the battery says, hey motor, start spinning, and the motor starts spinning, and I'm sleeping, the water pours on my head, and I'm suddenly awake. Okay guys, and the part that holds up all of this stuff is I got a little piece of plywood, and I got these two shelf mounting things. There's one over here, and there's one over here. So this one right here, which you guys couldn't see, is right here, and these hold up the piece of plywood. I screwed the plywood into those things, and it's really sturdy. Like, this could hold a lot of weight, but luckily we only have to have a cup of water and a motor and a few other things like the clock and the switch, but it can really like hold a lot. So if I want to put, let's say, I don't know, maybe I'm reading a book in my bed, I want to put a cup of water up there, or maybe I want to put a cup of, I don't know, a cup of smoothie or a snack or something, I can always put it up here on the shelf and know that it's not going to come crashing down on my head, because that would not be very good. Okay, so I know a lot of you guys are probably going to want to build one of these yourselves, and so I'm going to go ahead and link the video down below that I used to build mine, and I'll link all the parts you'll need to order to build this. Okay everybody, that's going to about wrap up this video, and if you're new here, make sure you subscribe to the channel and leave a comment down below saying if you were able to build this system like I did. Make sure to continue on to this video right here if you want to see more awesome content like this, and leave a comment down below on which content you want me to make videos on. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in the next one.